Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of The Spark. I'm Coach David. I hope you're doing great today and that everything in your life is moving in the direction that you would like for it to be moving. After all, you are the architect of your life and you get to determine what type of life you're going to have. And so, since you're in the driver's seat of that and you get to determine it, you might as well make it the very, very best. So, I hope you'll do that on today. Look, I'm excited to be with you on today. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about mental toughness. As a matter of fact, we've entitled it Mental Toughness, the 4 C's of mental toughness. Okay. So, what we've been looking at with this mental toughness topic is understanding exactly what mental toughness is. And what we came to understand is the ability to stay focused, confident, and composed under pressure. And we all know that pressure happens in our life at different times. Whether you're an athlete, whether you're in business, whether you're a parent, whatever the area is, at times you are going to face pressure. Mental toughness allows you to stay focused, to stay confident, and stay composed when that pressure comes against you. We said that it's your mental edge. And what we mean by your mental edge is it gives you a mental edge. It helps you push through the fear, the fatigue, the frustrations. It also helps you stay process focused over outcome focused. It's going to help you understand that, hey, you got a team that's with you. You want to believe in them. You want to believe in yourself. And we also said it's also going to help you bounce back quickly when you do face a failure, when you face a mistake, when you face anything that is a setback. This thing called mental toughness will help you bounce back. Now, mental toughness, we started out by saying it's a mindset that's going to turn pressure into performance. And I really like the way that sounds. It's going to turn pressure into performance. We said there were 4 C's, and we began to talk about those 4 C's. So I'm going to recap real quickly, and then we're going to get into something else. The first C was control. And in that C, we said we were going to learn to control the things that we can control. There are some things that are just out of my control. I cannot control other people, but I can control how I respond in a given situation. The second C that we talked about was commitment. And we said commitment was consistently doing those things that need to be done, even when you don't feel like it. And there are going to be times when you don't feel like doing something, but we say commitment keeps me locked in. Today, we're going to talk about this third C, which is challenge. Oh boy. Challenge, for our working definition, if you will, is choosing to interpret pressure not as a threat, but as an opportunity to prepare, to produce, and to perform. So when a challenge comes up, we don't shrink away from it. We don't get fearful of it. We don't look at it and say, "Oh my God, what am I going to do?" No, we look at it and we say, "Hey, here's my opportunity to take this pressure and turn it into a performance." Mentally tough people do not fear a challenge. They thrive on it. In other words, what I'm saying is this right here. It's not a threat to them. When a challenge comes up, it's not a threat. This is an opportunity to perform. And that's what the person who's working on their mental toughness and has mental toughness, that's what they know. Now, when I looked at this, when I started talking about the challenge and making sure that you can interpret it the correct way, 2 things came up really, really strong that I'm going to talk about on today to help you get there. The first one is a growth mindset. And in the past, we've talked about the growth mindset and what the growth mindset is. And we're going to talk about it just a little bit today. But the second thing that we focus on is the art of reframing. So 2 key things there. 1, growth mindset. 2, the art of reframing. So let's jump into this because, hey, this is not a threat to me. Here's a great opportunity for me. So when I look at that and we talk about the growth mindset, now, a growth mindset is a psychological belief that your talent and your performance are not predetermined, but through effort, through work, that I can continually improve. And all I have to do is use what I'm learning. I got to have some practice, and I must be resilient because I understand that I understand that obstacles are opportunities for me to get better. They're not a barrier to my success. only if I allow them to be a barrier. But if I look at it and say, okay, here's an obstacle, here's an opportunity. So what we want to do, we want to begin to look at it that way, that it's an opportunity for what? An opportunity for me to grow, an opportunity for me to learn, an opportunity for me to get where I need to get. Because obviously, if the opportunity is presenting itself and I want to go to the next level, I need to understand that I may have to do some things. I may have to make some sacrifices. I may have to learn some new things or go through some things in order to get there. So I don't ask the question, why me? I don't ask that. I ask the question, what is this teaching me? See, this is what I know about life. I want to share this with you. Growth happens in the challenge zone, not in the comfort zone. I'm going to say that again. Your growth happens when you are challenged and you meet the challenge as an opportunity, not something that's a barrier. That's where you're going to grow. You don't grow in your comfort zone. That's why I challenge people all the time. Get outside of your comfort zone. When you step outside of the comfort zone, you are now in the challenge zone. When you take the challenge zone, you begin to understand there are some things that I need to learn. There's some things I need to develop in. And that's okay, because I understand with the growth mindset that, hey, my talent and my performance, it was never predetermined. It can get better. And that's the good news about this, because wherever you're at today, that's just where you're at today. And if you work at it and you push through and you learn and you grow and you develop, you'll find that you'll go to another level. You'll go to another height. And that is what the growth mindset is doing for you, is taking you outside of your comfort zone. There is nothing in comfort zone living for those of us who want to go to the next level. Every level is a new challenge. Let me see if I can paint this for you. Let's say I'm in the gym and I'm bench pressing 185 pounds, but I want to go to 200 pounds. Well, I'm going to add that extra weight onto the bar of the bench press. I'm going to add that weight, and now I'm going to challenge myself. And, I may get it off and I may only be able to do 1 rep or half a rep. I may need somebody to spot me to help me. But if I continue to be resilient, come back day after day, week after week, if I continue to do it, I am going to hit 200 pounds as my personal record. So you've got to understand that this growth mindset is critical when the challenge comes up. You can't be looking at this like, oh my God, why me? Why me? No, you got to look at this from the standpoint is, what is this teaching me? How can I grow? How can I develop? How can I get better? And get outside of your comfort zone. You look at people who are in a comfort zone living, those are the people who will cave in, they'll give up, they'll quit when the challenge comes. So that's the growth mindset. The second part is just as important. How do I get through the challenge? Well, the way you get through the challenge is reframing pressure situations. In other words, I got to shift my mindset. I got to shift my perspective. What are you talking about? Well, when you start looking at reframing, I used this example before and it fits here perfectly. Let's say I have a picture and it's in just a plain old black frame. And I look at it and I'll be like, okay, that's nice. But then if I go out and work a little harder and get one of those nice gold frames and all carved out and everything, it's going to give that picture a different look when I look at it. And so what I have to understand is this right here. Reframing helps me to shift my perspective. Reframing turns pressure into a purpose. Oh, yeah. See, in other words, what that means is this right here. It's not I'm nervous. Oh, no. My body is ready to perform. That's when I always say this, when you have nerves about something, that just means you care. That's what it means. You care about it. And that is great because now you can take that pressure and turn it into purpose. Not only that, you can also look at it and take mistakes and turn that into feedback. It's not I failed. No. I found out one way that doesn't work. And now guess what? That gives me the opportunity to come back again. That's called resilience, and get after it again and keep getting after it until I master and overcome every mistake to get where I need to get. So I turn mistake into feedback. I get feedback from that on a new and different way to go. Here's another thing, and a lot of people are bothered by this. You can turn criticism into instruction. How? By reframing. You got to look at it from this standpoint. They're not against me. They're helping me see the blind spots that I could be missing something. Now, I'm not telling you everybody's not against you, but let me share something with you about you. It's all in perspective. They may be against you. However, if you will take that and say, okay, they're against me, well, I'm going to use this to my benefit. See, when people throw stones at me, I take them and I build steps to a better me. I don't pick up the stones and throw them back. What I understand is this right here. Your criticism, I'll use that as instruction. What do you mean? If they are criticizing me, I will look at this objectively and say, okay, maybe this is something that I need to work on. They're no longer against me. They are helping me. They are instructing me, and they're giving me the feedback I need. And therefore, I don't get all upset with anybody. Even if they are against me, I don't get upset with them. Why? Because I know that I can use that to turn it to my benefit. And then here's another one. When you have that reframing going on, you can turn fear into focus. What do you mean? I'm not scared. What are you talking about? Well, maybe I am a little scared. No. I'm alert and I am prepared. This is my moment. I was prepared for this moment. I was built for this moment. I have practiced for this moment. And now I am going to take all of this fear. I'm going to channel it in the right direction of focus. And I am ready to perform. Listen. When you reframe, this is what you're doing. Okay. You're looking at things a different way. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at will change. So your call to action this week, I have a call to action for you this week. When you are in a challenging situation, remember the growth mindset that I can still grow, that this obstacle is just an opportunity. That's the first thing I'm going to do. And I'm not going to go around crying, why me? I'm going to be like, okay, what is this teaching me and how can I improve? And then the second thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to shift my perspective by reframing. I want you to do that this week. If you will do those things, you will have a powerful week. And now you have 3 of the C's to mental toughness. You have the control of things you can control. You have determined to commit and do what needs to be done consistently. And now, boy, you got the mindset and you also got the reframing from the challenge, and you are going to do great and wonderful things. I hope this has helped you on today. I hope it has strengthened you and given you something that you need that will take you to a new level and that will continue to move forward. Come back and join me next week when we're going to talk about that 4th C, and we'll put this all together and we'll have a grand package. Listen, mentally tough people, listen to me very closely now. Mentally tough people have a mindset that turns pressure into performance. You do the same. This is Coach David. I'm going to get out of here on this week. Remember this right here. Remember this. You are the architect of your life. I'm Coach David. I'm thankful for you. But not only that, I believe in you. I will see you on next week. You have a great one. Bye.